Can you hear me now? But. There we go. Sounds like you should be able to hear me now from what I'm seeing. All right, sorry I'm late here, folks. Again, dog taking priority at the moment. Unfortunately, it's just how it is. It's a bit tricky at the moment. Okay, how long have we got? 8 minutes. Let's get through it. What do we have here on the daily? Well, we're still in death range. All right, what do I mean by that? Inside. There's last Thursday. Everything since then. Friday's not showing because it was a closed day, but Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we're inside this range. So really, your plays are pretty simple. Here, rotation. Above here, breakout retest. Above here, failed breakout, trade inside. Below here, breakdown, wash, 20-day, and down here, very, very possible. Or fail breakdown, recovery. Easy money, if it breaks down under here, will be a short into 22,575. And then you've got the 20-day. Anything beyond that is an absolute bonus if they really want to let it go. All right. If we come down and we take this wick and turn inside, or we take fail breakout and turn inside, be very, very aware for plays like yesterday, which just go on a bit of a squeezer. Let's just try and get my charts up and running so I can catch you guys up here. Higher time frame charts. I'm going to have to adjust all these. Bear with me, folks. All right, you can see this is edge of range we're starting to trade into. We can move this down slightly. All right, so potential off that news overnight. Volume stuck up here. That was the value area low. Trump gets upset with Canada, announces tariffs. We drift lower. We then rebound up, fail, edge of value area low. All right, so there's your first sell. And come back in. This is an easy money short. I wasn't here for it, but that is an easy money short. Back down for the retest. Why is it harder now? Well, you've got basically it needs to build out liquidity between here and here. Now, if we get a short continuation, it should look something like this. They might want to come and retest it. They might even want to wick the highs and then come down. That's why it's a harder play than this play here, because now it has the ability to do this if it wants to be really nasty. That would be like the last few days. I would hazard a guess that there's more potential sell side here, but we might have to be patient for it and see how we set up on a Friday. You do not want to give your Friday back. You must respect this all the time it's here, but potentially bear fag, breakdown, looking for that move into that next level. You can see it quite clearly here on the 30-minute. All right, this here, old RBS. This here, clear RBS, breakdown of these, and we might run for these lows as well. So all to play for. If we fail to break down, then this rotation here will just continue and continue and continue. It is as simple as that. Lower time frame, you can see exactly what I'm talking about. There's the big sell off the tariff news. There's the bounce recovery. There's your first bounce short, and there is the beautiful curl. All right, so what we're looking for now really will be something here for an extension lower, and you're going to have to respect the lows if we get it. Any recovery of here, you're very, very careful about a squeeze upside. Let's have a quick look at the mag here. How are we doing for time? 4 minutes. Apple heading inside previous day range with a bit of a gap down. Microsoft inside previous day range with a gap down. Amazon inside previous day. Whoa, outside previous day range with a gap up. So relative strength Amazon, one to note. Google inside previous day range, slight gap down. Meta inside previous day range, that looks like a gap down to me while it loads. Yes. Nvidia inside the range, opening up just a little bit of a gap down there, not too bad on Nvidia. And Tesla, so most of them gapping down but inside previous days range. Tesla might, this level here 307.80 is key. Let go of that and it can drift lower. Let's have a quick look at the VIX. Where have you gone? All right, there you go. So that will be the overnight gap from the news. There's the drive higher. This is the potential to make a higher low then, and then come and revisit this area up here. All right, so we're watching VIX here. If it can break out 1725, 1730 and reclaim 1750, then we're off to the races on VIX, which will cause downside pressure in the market. All right, so that's what I'm looking at this morning. I had to rush through it. Bear with me. I am going to get a glass of water, bring my coffee in, turn my aircon on, and then we're good to go. Might not get time to get through the good morning, so let's check. Okay, let's get the map up. Moving on. Mouse not playing ball. This is fun. There we go. Just wait for bookmap to connect here, and I'll give you a read on some levels. Where's liquidity? Where are you hiding? 23,000, 23,100 upside. It's still loading, but I'm not seeing much downside for now while it's loading. Okay, SPY underneath previous day low. QQQ already took previous day low and is trying to reclaim it. So we're just going to be patient at the open, which is right now. Let's make this a bit bigger for you all. Squeaky chair here. Morning drive. All of the mag gapping down other than Amazon, like we talked about. Where is Globex here? Sorry, folks. It's going to take me a minute to get my head around it today. Slightly rushed. So there's a pivot here into 22,972, this level here. So I want to see how we react here, whether we close that full gap. Do they shake off that news? Remember, we're just in death chop. That's all we're in right now. We're not in trend confirmation kind of territory at the moment. We're in a balance range which was set Thursday last week. We're coming up to test London high here, which is basically 70,970. And the high time frame algo. And if we take London high and it really wants to squeeze, then obviously you've got a gap up all the way into 2348 and 2313 for a gap fill and 2348 for Globex. So let's just see. We were gapping up last night until we got that news out of Trump. Yeah, me too, Coop. But I wouldn't hold your breath. Summer trading, Friday. No one really knows what's going on right now, like I keep talking about the last few days. A lot of money sitting on the sidelines at the moment. Okay, so ES pumping into its higher time frame algo, getting a rejection there. Nvidia going red to green here. Yeah, exactly. Fridays used to be really nice, didn't they? Post 10 o'clock trend all day. We might get one. You never know. You never know, buddy. We might get lucky. I'm just trying to play catch up here and get my drawings in. If they fail to make a new high, there's possible sell side rotation if they really want to go for it. But again, early in session. Oh, yeah, maybe. You got them. All right. Yeah, I had one. Cheers, love. All right, yes, pretty hard rejection there on its VWAP and high time frame algo. So pops starting to fail here. Just watching NQ in case it pivots. Let's move this down. In case it pivots on this VWAP. So I think there's potential sell side, but I just don't want to see it rip straight back up, especially with Nvidia going red to green. Yes, looking much, much weaker this morning. Already back down towards previous day low currently. Let's see if it finds a bid here. The problem is the spiders have that pre-market look of that inverse head and shoulder. I would like to see our sell-off here today, but what I'd like to see and what matches has not been going too well recently. So we are definitely see money take money environment right now. Here's VWAP coming back down to that New York Open, that blue line. So a nice pop that failed here this morning. If we start turning the session red, we're going to think about lower prices. SPY still holding its VWAP, kind of. A big wick there on the first 5 minute, 1 minute left. Feels like they want to sell this. Nvidia holding up very, very well, now 0.5% up. Tesla 0.90% down, Meta 1.24% down, Google trying to go red to green, just gone red to green, Microsoft almost 1/3% down, Apple 0.82% down. So Google just gone red to green, Amazon 0.75% up, and Nvidia 0.60% up. So a mixed bag here while they trade back and forwards in the chart. Just trying to be patient. Probably have to get rid of this at this point. And he forgets every day. Let's get you on. You're going to print. There you are. There's your New York VWAP. So getting stuck at New York VWAP so far. So trading between 24-hour VWAP and New York VWAP for now. Just this tight range between this green and blue line. Flow zones have gone bullish, but I'm not feeling very trustworthy of what I'm looking at right now. So far, it is rejecting this downtrend on the 30-minute chart. Right, on a 30-minute chart, we are rejecting this. If we reclaim this, there's a potential squeeze, but right now we keep rejecting that. Yes, relative weakness here. Previous day low tagged in the New York session. So previous day low tagged in New York session. Nvidia now 0.75% up, same as Amazon. Rest of the market red. Just going to need some patience here, I think. To me, market feels like it wants to rotate lower today, but you know, who knows? Every time we've thought that, buyers have come in and they haven't needed much buying volume to scoop it up. You've heard me say it over and over again. Just waiting for some clear direction here. Is that New York Open? It feels like it wants to sell, like I said. ES still holding previous day low. We have structure here, though. You've got to be very careful. It's where we found a bid from earlier. Just waiting to see a more cleaner breakdown, if they're going to break, and a series of lower highs, lower lows, and I can join momentum if they're really going to do that. The previous week close, deep pullback, lower time frame, algo, previous day low, all hanging out right here in this little cluster. Feels like they want to let this go. There's previous day low. Here comes the momentum. Can we get pops that fail now for downside pressure? we're going to go straight down again once it makes a decision. Did ES take the low here? I want to be very careful. Structural wise, want to be very careful here versus this level here where we found a bid from earlier. Just want to be a little careful in here. My mouse feels a bit off today. So continuation here to sell. Looks good to sell. What is going on with my mouse? There we go. So yeah, just want to be careful. Look at that 5 and 15-minute structure. You can see we did find some bids here this morning where we turned around at 7 a.m. and then we found bids at 8:30. If they sell through this, I think there's a good chance we drift down into the lows. Here we go, aggressive selling here at this point. Looking for something to get involved in to get down lower. Maybe into Globex. 22,860 on the book. 92 lot down there. 22,850. Is there anyone lower? Not really yet. So looking for pops to fail here if possible. Just want to be careful as it is an RBS lower time frame. Did Mr. President say when he was going to make an announcement about Europe? I know he said he's not happy with Europe and Canada, and he made the Canada announcement. Is the Europe announcement coming today, did he say? Does anyone know? Or did he just say coming soon? Today, okay. That's puts a bit of a spanner in the works, doesn't it? That's a very important number. I would say that's second most important number after China. So VIX trying to reclaim 1680s here. I want to see it get through 1690s, 17, and then push out 1725s. So we're defending 22,900 here with sellers. Actually looking for a pop sort of through it to get involved in. Doesn't look like it's going to give it here right now. It just looks like it wants lower prices. Taking this break, if it will run, which it won't. All right, just wait for it then. See if we can get a move back over sort of 900 to fade into versus the New York Open. This just feels like the last few days. They pick a direction and it just goes, and if you're not in it early, you're sat doing nada. Probably needed to fade this pop this morning versus this level. See if we can build out a right handle here to move lower. Would imagine we want to move lower. We just need to see if a pop-up is met with sellers. Somewhere between the 900 and New York Open. Any reclaim of New York Open and VWAP, I would not be interested. If we can get a drive up, which they sell into, I'll be interested. If they reclaim that, I won't be interested. So looking for a drive up, which they sell into, something like this, or lower prices. If they reclaim this, I won't be interested. What's the time here? 3 minutes. 2 minutes left to the new 15-minute bar. on the book here, 870, 860, 850. This is in a hurry at this point, unfortunately. They're protecting those lows. ES is into possible high time frame demand. Well, not high time frame, but overnight demand. Are they going to break down here, or are they going to save it? Here's the break. Is that just going to be a sweep? God, this is terrible. This action recently is so poor. Delivery is terrible. Well, this might be good, at least, if we can drive up. The hardest thing right now is what it's doing higher time frame. And if you look at ES, we've just come right down to where we found bids off earlier. We need drives up to fail. On ES, I'd be looking for sort of 25 to fail, somewhere around that. On NQ, really, I want to get up here and then see them slam it. This is the scary thing. They moved it off there. There were bids, a 10 lot, a 9 lot, an 8 lot, and a 6 lot moved it away from that low. That's what scares me the most at the moment. Right, opening range now built. $860 on the book here, folks. There's a buyer at $860, 101 lot, just so you know. ES breaking down here. Are we going to get away of being involved today at all? So didn't fill that 860 lot. 100 lot 860 didn't get filled, moved away from him off low volume again. No close outside the orb. Can we get that pop up to a level we're interested in fading? Mark this out on ES. Protecting those lows so far. I think it comes and takes it. It's just what it does first. 15-minute bar here. Let's have a look. Yeah, totally, Miguel. And if you zoom out on the hourly, every time we've come down here, we found dips for the last, well, since Thursday last week. So, like, if they're going to hold this level, but if they let go of these levels where they've been holding since Thursday, you've got to think about how many buyers become sellers. You get a whole week of buyers becoming sellers. But if they hold this level, we're going to do exactly the same as the last few days, which will be, well, it won't be very fun, will it? I don't think. It's definitely like see money, take money kind of environment. At least we've got a bit of range in this orb. 95 points so far today. It's better than 30 points or whatever it's been more recently. ES still protecting that low. We're still looking for a drive up to see sellers really come in. Don't want to short the lows. I'm looking for a drive up and see sellers come in. If we start reclaiming all the levels, then obviously I'm not going to take it, because that will mean that we're going to go back into the rotational kind of play. So here we go, starting to see that drive up. There's 900. Do we test VWAP and New York? And do we find some sellers here that we can sort of join to hit backside? If they go on a squeeze, then no good. Nvidia now 0.84% up. Amazon 0.42, Tesla 0.5% down, Meta just under 2% down now, Google 0.25% down, Microsoft just under 0.5%, Apple over 1% down. Watching ES here, I want to see how it acts into that 25 to, yeah, 285, sorry. Here's VWAP New York Open. This is key now. If it reclaims, I won't be thinking about shorts. It's just going to keep pumping here. We just sit on the sidelines. So there's a squeeze. So no short trigger, just straight back up. And the chop continues. Day 6. Day 6 of chop. This is Nvidia now, 1.27% up. This thing's driving this market higher. Tesla might have a go at going red to green. Just got to sit still here. So ES with a double bottom down there, or you could call it a triple bottom, depending on what time frame you're looking at. And reclaiming previous day low. SPY coming up to have a go at previous day low here. NQ already well through it. It's got gap fill potential to 555.47 on the NQ, which is different to the Qs. So watching that cash gap. If they're going to set a squeeze. I mean, it is, all you've got to do is look at this and you just realize this is the range rotation like we talked about pre-market. Until they do this or this or this or this. This is what I call death chop. This is where I trade the least. I try and avoid these moves a lot. Coop says Groundhog Day every open this week. Rip up, rip down, vice versa, gross. Yeah, exactly that. Again, like the market does not know what it wants to do. It's really that simple, folks. You got things like Nvidia and big tech minus Tesla and Apple sort of trying to break out of all-time highs, posting good news reports all the time, and that's combat with, you know, your president coming out and saying, hey, we're tariffing this, hey, we're tariffing that, hey, we're putting this tariff on, or even worse, I'm going to drop a tariff, I'm not telling you when. So you can't be risk on. So you've got to think a bank doesn't want to be truly risk on right now, because if they're risk on buying a high, they're going to get caught with their pants down if he comes and releases some news which they're not prepared for. And that is the headline risk. That's what happened last night. If you look last night, that's exactly what happened. You would have had, I promise you, you would have had a lot of swing longs holding in the market last night, looking for all-time high breakouts across the indexes. And then he came out with the Canada news and they got wrecked. This is why our job is made extremely hard recently. We just got to get through these tariffs. It would have been really nice if he dropped them more a couple of days ago, but he hasn't. This is what we're dealing with. So until we get through all these, which is now said to be August 1st, assuming he keeps his word, which I'm not sold on because he has nothing to do with him, just because he keeps moving the deadline. This is all to do with whether he can get what he wants. So let's hope by August 1st it's done. Remember, we're in summer months trading anyway. Volume's a bit shitty. So as long, really, in my mind, as long as we've got all the tariffs done and dealt with, we know where we're at by September, mid of September, it would be nice. We'll have a good end of year, end of quarter. ASAD, Andrew, I'm a Trump fan, but bring Sleepy Joe back. Yeah, just for the markets. I only really care about the markets. I'm not into politics. I just want my day to be made easy. It's selfish. It's really selfish of me. But I just want to be able to trade without the worry of what's going to be said or done, or without the thought of a Truth Social post moving the market. But this is where we're at, and we've got this for another 3.5 years. So, you know, I better get over myself and get used to it, to be quite honest. VIX found a bit at 5-day. Yeah, no alignment. As we come back up to the orb high, and orb low demand, orb high supply. So trading outside of that pretty hard right now. Nvidia now 1.43% up. Google trying to go red to green. Amazon now 0.82% up. Yeah, Nvidia having a good drive. Tesla trying to go red to green as well. Meta 2.21% down. Apple 0.78% down. Microsoft 0.15% down. Complete mixed bag. Complete mixed bag in the Mag 7. NQ, the stronger of the indexes right now. ES 0.55% down. RTY 0.95% down. YM 0.75% down. NQ 0.35% down. So if we're thinking short today in NQ, unless they all roll, we are in the index, which has relative strength. Just to make our job harder. I'm going to get a refill of coffee here, folks. All right, liquidity on the book. All around the 50s right now. 45, 50, 55 on the book. ES stuck at its 5-day and VWAP. Yeah, happy to do it, Richard. I was just waiting for people to say what they wanted to learn, but I haven't seen anyone really say much. But yeah, absolutely happy to do a lesson. I feel like I owe you guys something. Having taken 2 weeks away and then surgery with the dog, and it's been a bit stop-start. So if Discord wants to make a decision, if there's like an indicator you want to go over, or a specific setup you want to go over, or if you just want to have a casual chat, if we want to talk about psychology, whatever it is, we can do that after stream, no problem. This is looking like it wants more upside at the moment. Risk management. Yeah, we can go over risk management. No worries. Morning, Sloth. Okay, this inverse head and shoulders starting to build. Like I said, it looks like it wants upside. The problem is you've got supply right here. So they're trapping between these two. Oh, that's a bit extended. These two at the moment. Once we break out of that, oh, I'm on the wrong chart, aren't I? Well, you can see it here. Supply, demand. Once we break out of this, there's potential for a move back up to Globex high. If we fail this, or if we sweep this and fail, there's a rotation back down again. So remember, we are just inside all of this. This is what you're doing right now. If you're going to play today, you need to be prepared for this to happen. I've kind of promised myself, unless there's very, very clear direction and momentum on a Friday, I'm not going to play. I haven't had a great week. I'm green on the week, but it hasn't been like a great green week. And when I journal, I will know why, because I've had too much going on outside of the screen. So if that means today I take a break-even day, that's okay. I'm happy to sit still. Going through the flow zone tool. Yeah, we can do that. We can do all of those things. All right, there's the swipe. 3 minutes till 10 a.m. There's a swipe trying to take out the London high at the moment by the looks of it. US President Trump says on Powell he's done a terrible job. China foreign minister had a meeting with Canada's foreign minister in Malaysia. Can't see any other remarks so far. Did we really just spike on Trump saying Powell's terrible? Poor Jerome. Must be sat there being like, this is one of the hardest economies I've ever inherited ever, or anyone has, any Fed member has, to deal with COVID and all the money that got printed and had to try and calm down and give a soft landing, which is, you know, known to be literally impossible, and now being called out daily to resign. Pretty tough, poor guy. Okay, it sounds like then we can go over timing, executions, and risk management, and we can use the flow zone setup to do that, because those are all tied in together. Okay, we're testing that downtrend. All right, it's downtrend, high time frame. We're testing it again. This is a level here of liquidity. If we get over this and base, we might come up and fill this imbalance. If we sweep this and turn inside, this will be a stop hunt of London traders who are short. We'll be stop hunting them for a rotation. This is why I'm just going to be a bit patient here as we trade into these levels. If we go grind all day, I can promise you now, I'm going to not trade. I will not trade another grind up all day kind of session. Quite happy waiting for this market to get out of range. I think I posted it on Twitter last night. One of the key things, and I know we've talked about it on stream before, know your strengths. What are your strengths as a trader? What is a setup that you are really good at trading? What's that one or two setups that you really like? For me, as you can see, based on the indicator I built, I like higher time frame alignment with lower time frame for trend continuation when we're not in a balanced range. Okay, right now we are in a choppy range. So I know this is a weakness for me. This is not my strength in the market. Trading these is not a strength of mine. I do not like these range rotation days. So if I can wait 4 days which turn in my favor, which are, you know, breakout trades or big reversal day trades where we're coming back to search into range or exploring back for balances, they can offer me great trade setups. So I'd rather be base hit or no trade at all on days like the last week, and I'll make my money on the days which work for me. Okay, so sweeping orb so far. Don't think we've swept London yet. I would say 75, 76 is London. Yeah, lots of liquidity up at 75 on the book. ES reclaiming, or yeah, ES, just want to check. Yeah, ES reclaiming its VWAP here. SPY starting to try and base over previous day low. I would love it if by next week his COVID cough is gone. I tell you what, folks, sleeping on the floor is not fun. But I'm really proud of Luna. She's doing amazingly well. Just so resilient. So resilient. She started eating and drinking and can feel a bit of her personality come back when she's not on the opioid, at least. When she's on those, she's a bit of a zombie. All right, so tagging into previous day VWAP there, I've got a anchor VWAP from yesterday into 970. There is still liquidity above at 75. We've still got Globex, and you've still got 23,023.12 on the tape. Adam, if you go through, where have I done that? There is a video on my YouTube. I think it's probably like Apex versus Top Step. If you go on that video, I go through it all. I can try and find it for you. Give me a second to get my YouTube up. No worries, mate. No, you're all good. It's important to know the difference because there is a big difference. Apex versus Tradeify. It's here somewhere. Here we go. It's quite old. It's a year old, but I'm pretty sure I go through it in there and how to trade them differently. Give that a go. Yeah, I mean, it's only been 2 days. The one concern I have over my dog right now is on the leg that they operated on. She's got no flexion in the paw, so it's like this. It's just dangling there, and she's not putting any flexion on it. Now, I think it's just because of the amount of swelling around the joints, probably making it very, very uncomfortable. So I think it's a choice for her not to do it, because when she's peeing, she is managing to do it. But when I walk her, she's just literally dragging a dead leg. So I just hope there's no tendon damage or anything like that. But I'm hoping it's just swelling and stuff. We won't know for a few days. If you've ever had a dog that's had TPLO, I know Clint in chat, his husky just had it as well. I think it takes about 3 to 5 days for the swelling on the knee to drain to the ankle, and then you get a fat ankle, and then after about a week, that's gone, from what I remember. I have gone through this once before. I did it with her on her left leg 2 years ago. For those who've known me that long, Coop and Razorback and those guys. Yeah, she is a trooper. She's my best mate. So I cannot wait until next year when she's feeling fully better, because it will take that long with rehab to get her onto a beach and stuff. You know, she loves the beach. Or even at the end of this year, I am thinking about moving to Palm Springs for 3 months, if my wife's work will allow it, because then I could get a pool and a back garden, private pool. I have a pool here where I live, but it's not private. I could get a private pool and I could do doggy rehab with her every day. All right, so back into flow zones here. We're still making high, low, high, low, high, low, but we're failing supply. I would have preferred, if we're going to think about a rotation, I really want to see us take out some key levels first. So London here. You gonna let me draw it? Oh my gosh, come on. London's here and gap fills here. So I'd like to see this get filled before I even think about anything like that. Again, if we do this in base, there's chance to move higher. Right now, this is showing to me it wants to just grind higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. Yes, about to take out its high of day. Let's have a look at the mag. Nvidia 1% up, Amazon 1% up, Tesla 0.06% down, Meta 1.82% down, Google 0.25% down. Microsoft has the chance to go back red to green, 0.03% down. Apple 0.56% down. So it's still a bit of a mixed bag. VIX at low of day though. So no, nothing aligning for lower prices right now. All aligning for higher prices. So I want to see it squeeze out, trap some buyers, and then see if either we base or we fail. She might be only putting pressure on it when she really has to. Yeah, that's what I think, Bowden. That's what I'm hoping. Be tall, you're good parents. One of those doggy wheelchairs, holds back end up off the floor in the front. Yeah, I have like a sling, so I have to hold her, like it goes under her stomach, and you like literally lift the legs, so she doesn't put any pressure. What's hilarious is when she wants something, like there's a biscuit tin on the ground floor in our complex, and when I take her out, she will literally run for that tin just on her front 2 legs, and then I'm like running behind her with the with the handle underneath. And she ran so fast yesterday, my wife was in front. I literally had to shove my wife out the way because I didn't want to slam the brakes on Luna. Okay, still holding flow zones. Like I said, I think we can still trade higher here. We have yesterday's VWAP. Right here is yesterday's anchored VWAP, 970. We got stuck on it. So we traded into previous day VWAP. I still think it wants to sweep higher at this point. It very much feels like yesterday. You know, like every push up is met with seller, is met with buyer, is met with seller, and you're trading like, look at this, 70s to 50s, so 20 points, 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 20 points. Again, they're leaving the liquidity. This was just like the low of day. They left the liquidity. Now there's liquidity at 75, 80, and 23,000, and they've left it. They have not taken it. I'll move this out for you so you can see what I'm looking at. All right, just this level here. I want to see if they will sweep this first before we do anything else. Lower time frame bullish right now. ES into VWAP here. SPY into previous day low. So can it base over previous day low? That should give you a hint. If we're basing over previous day low, what are we doing? We're just trading inside the previous day's bar. Just inside bars. We did search outside this morning. And that drift lower this morning, I'm pretty sure, where was that? 874. Let me make sure of that. Nope. Pre-market, we drifted. Hang on. What's the low of this? 60s. 860s. Yeah, we did just about drift lower versus previous day, but most of that damage was done pre-market. But we're just trading right now inside yesterday's bar. So we've explored outside to the low side, found bids. We found bids on Wednesday's low. So understanding high time frame is important. Yeah, Trentry, aren't you doing the course? It's all in there. I'm sure you're in the course. Everything's in there. Unless I'm confused. Yeah, I can draw it. Remember, as I always say, if you're struggling to draw, just move to a line chart. All right, just move to a line chart and think about where we get stuck. So you can see up here, we get stuck. So that would be resistance. Right, this is resistance. We drift down. We get stuck here, resistance. Where do we pivot off? You can see quite clearly. This is support. It's the easiest way to do it. If you're struggling with candle charts, just do a line chart, right? 1, 2, 3, up and away. We get stuck here, we drift away. How do you know it's good support or good resistance? Because we move aggressively away from it. Here, we move aggressively away from it. Here, we move aggressively away from it. We tap back in. This is a first touch for those that do Malaysian SNR. We move aggressively away from it. We tap back in. We move aggressively away from it. Aggressively away from it. If we reclaim this, we can do this, or we can do a fake out and this again. And if we get under this, we will turn this into this and move aggressively away from it. All right, really basic. Make it simple. Make it simple for yourself. But what I don't trade well is this to this, and this to this, and this to this, and this to this. When we do it too many times, I don't like it. I love first touches. First touches like this, easy. This for a fib pullback, pretty easy. This at this point, after already being there, not so nice. Why? Because when we do a first touch, if you think about sellers are up here, we move away from it. When we come back in, they're still there. So we expect them to hit it. If we come back up there again, well, they've already been filled. So now they're getting scared. So they might start covering, which makes us go up, right? So it's why the difference between first touch and like second, third, fourth touch, etc. Yeah, I mean, Wix can help take the noise out, but the problem with that is you're getting less information, right? Because Wix will show you where buying pressure and selling pressure is really in the chart. If you go to just a body, you won't see it. Now, a line chart is a body chart, basically. It's just going close to close to close to close to close. But it just means you've got a little less information. Now, depending how you trade. Malaysians, that's how they trade. right? We'll call it floating when it goes past a level. I like to see where wicks are, because for me, that's a good indication of where buyers and sellers truly are in a market. And it just looks like it wants to continue to rotate. So we've almost taken out those London highs here. There's the pivot right here. Yeah, basically 77s is the pivot. And if it gets through that, there is imbalance up higher. And at that point, we can come and attack sort of 47s, which would be the Asian high. So if it wants to reclaim this, and if it fails, remember, we can get a rotation. If it holds this, there's your gap fill, there's your Globex high. So this is level up here is where Trump came out with that news last night. All right, so you can see it here. So last night we were looking good for moves up. Right, we were looking good for moves up, and then we got splat and slapped. So we've got to see how we pivot here. So this is why I'm trying to be extra patient on a Friday. This hourly bar is looking pretty bullish, because if we think about this hourly bar, what's it done? It's dipped in to rip away. Why is there a gap here on this chart? What is going on there? Lacking data. That's not a good look. Anyone else got that on TradingView? Bizarre. About the trailing drawdown, isn't both Apex and Top Step have the same drawdown of unrealized profits deduction? No. There is no trailing drawdown on Top Step, not on unrealized profits. All right, there's no trailing drawdown on Take Profit Trader of unrealized profits. There's no trailing drawdown on a growth account on Traderify of unrealized profits. Anyone where you do straight to funding or direct to funding account, there's no trailing drawdown on unrealized profits. All right, so there's a big difference. So if you do, I forget what the one on Traderify is called, the cheap account. So if you do Trade Day or the cheap one on Traderify or any of those, or Apex, there's a trading drawdown. It just means you need to use less size and manage your stop. All right, people overcomplicate it. Use less size and trail your stop up. All right, so you're going to be more in scalp mentality until you get past the buffer, and then you can just trade it normally. So you can see right here, did we take London? We did. All right, so we did sweep London high there, folks. So this is the time where it either fails or goes for gap fill and Globex high. And it looks like it wants to go gap fill, Globex high. Look at the mag now. Tesla now green, Nvidia now green, Amazon green, Microsoft green. So they trap shorts at those lows again. Like I said, I don't trade in these chop zones well, so I'm happy to do nothing here. I've made my peace with it. Absolutely made my peace that if this grinds all the way up today, it's going to do it without me. That's okay. VIX keeps failing here. What I would say is if we approach these highs again, you would expect this to break out at this point. 1, 2, 3, this will be the fourth attempt if we get up towards these highs. And I'm talking about the all-time highs, 23,100s. Point of control from yesterday. We're into value area low from yesterday. Point of control from yesterday will be into 23,000. Interested how we act there. And you've got gap fill just above that, 23,013. ES on to a ripper here again. SPY's got a long way to go to get his gap fill. Another 2 points on the SPY, which is basically 20 points, 24 points on the ES right now to get a gap fill. Yeah, exactly, Raphael. Yeah, that's it. And it's what we expect. Those in Discord, is what we said. We get outside, I'm more interested. In here, just what I call death chop. I just call it death chop. I don't like the idea of taking grind longs up in these areas, and I will show you why. The main reason I don't like the grind long up, all right, is because this is what happens when they sell it. There's none of this liquidity gets taken, so they can run for it quickly. Same thing here: grind up, sell, aggressive sells, grind up, sell back down, shoot up, sell back down. You can see it every time. We lack really good structure here. So it's a choice. Remember, trading is a choice. You are deciding whether you want to get in and out the market. If you are good at trading range rotation and trading nice, slow moving grinds, you should absolutely be trading this. This should be your bread and butter, all right, if that's what you're good at. I like extreme momentum when one side is clearly trapped, not when both sides are trapped, when one side is clearly trapped. That's just what I like. So I know this is not my day. This has not been my week. You've probably noticed on stream I've been very frustrated since I've got back, but this is why. This is why. It's like I don't know, playing your favorite sport and your coach putting you on the bench the whole time. You're just like, oh, I want to play, but I'm forced to just watch my mates play and score goals while I'm just sat here. But I know my strengths. In fact, Coop, that AI thing you put in Discord, I did it last night. Fascinating what it came out with for me. It basically said, I'm an advanced trader. I understand all aspects. I understand my strategy really well. But because I'm trading, or when I'm trading my prop firms, there are times when I could take an A plus trade and I choose not to take it because I know I want to lock in my profits to take the payout in 5 days' time rather than expand my profit even more. It was interesting, which is true. It's exactly true. It nailed it. So I'm trying to up my Apex at the moment. I want to start taking 2 payouts a month, if possible. I don't want to push for it, but I want to be taking 2 payouts a month. So I already took one at the beginning of this month. Today will be day 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be the 5th day. All right, I'm going to do 2 giveaways today because I'm feeling kind. So I'll do one free Apex account of any size when we get to 100 likes. And I'll also do 50% off the Flow Zone course. So we'll do 2 spins at it. Obviously, if you've done the Flow Zone course, we'll do a separate like code word so you know. Or what I'll tell you what I do. I'll do a 50% off the Flow Zone course, and if you win it and you're already a member and already have it, you can gift that code to your mates. But we're going to put a time limit on that code. Yeah, mine created a mantra as well. The mantra of mine was, it was something like, if you see the A plus trade, you need to take it regardless of how much profit you're in for the day, even if lower size, to prove that you need to be expanding your prop firm profits. It was something like that. I've got it saved. I created a mantra from the AI script and I will now repeat it prior to making any trades. This will stop me emotionally trading and jumping instead of looking for areas of confluence. Course over account any day. Yeah. Well, you have the choice if you win. But yeah, it was good. It didn't drop it like, yeah, I've been trading a long time, so it wasn't like it didn't tell me like you're executing wrong or you're jumping in late or any of these things. It was more like, to really start compounding gains, I've probably got to go back to a personal account or just like sort my head out and not worry. VIX really starting to dump here, folks. Oh, look at that. Turned my volume up accidentally. Well, we can't get any giveaway unless we get to 100 likes. That's the rule. Giveaway at 100 likes. Oh, we were talking, Coop, about the AI thing you posted in Discord. So it sounds like both me and Liron gave a mantra to based on answers. So we were just discussing the mantra. So I can try and read mine out here if I can find it. Was it question 7, the mantra? Here you go. Here were my synthesis and customized daily trading plan. Number 1, pre-session ritual. Continue your current prep with the charts, news, ETF, VIX. Add a brief mental reminder to trade your edge, not the prop rules. So you can see mine is all very focused on props. Anchoring to your system's long-term statistical advantage. Number 2, execution rule for A+. Commit to always taking your A+, even if it means reducing your size to manage your emotional comfort. Use your new mantra in Q7 as an instant trigger to act. Number 3, in trade emotional checkpoints. Use your noted physical mental triggers, foot tapping, negative self-talk as your red flags. And when you spot them, pause your trading, take your break, do your breathwork visualization. These are all things I already do. A weekly performance review. So I said I don't want to do any reviews daily because I think I will tell you now, and this is one thing I told it, daily reviews are pointless. Because if you are reviewing your stats on a daily basis, you are not going to give room for external factors like market conditions. Whereas if you review your stats on a weekly basis, you're going to get truer results, because trying to analyze, my thing is like holding on to my winners and taking the A+, like letting my winners really work for me, even in prop, because a lot of the time I will take a base hit and prop time and time and time again, because in 8 days I get paid, or 5 days, depending prop firm, or sometimes same day. Whereas if you let that go, you really compound. But if you do daily reviews, you're not going to take into note how crap that market was that day. So you've got to do it over a longer time period. So let's go to question 7 and see what that mantra was. Question 5, question 6, follow-up 6. The mantra just said, remember this thinking session, trade the edge, and if needed, scale down the size, rebuild that habit. This is everything I teach. It was like it was talking to me in my language. Well, it was probably. But it's a pretty cool tool. I quite enjoyed it, Coop. I did it last night, sat on the sofa. Mo B, account is like giving you a fish without knowing how to catch one. I've had so many aha moments while watching the course. It's also to the point, not a lot of nonsense talking. Oh, you're talking about doing the flow zone course? Yeah. Oh, thank you, mate. That's very kind of you. 10:30 pullback. Yeah, we'll see. We're just trying to close this gap at the moment. Like I said, this is tradable action for here and here. It's just not something I want to take. This doesn't mean you guys can't take it. One thing I've absolutely taken away from the streams is that not to overtrade and be patient. I don't take more than 3 trades a day now. Very picky. That's great. That's exactly how you need to be. Firewater. Honestly, I've been here way too long to have never bought it. Like you were in for the 3rd stream, but I got to say, he's that great of an educator. Oh, thank you, mate. You're all very kind. So you can see flow zones triggered the buy. Here's your inverse head and shoulders. Like I said, at this point, I'm saying it probably wants to squeeze up, but I'm not going to participate. And we come into supply, pull back, hold flow zones. There's your flag. Here's TP1, here's TP2, and here is probably TP3 and above that. I mean, if they do the same as yesterday, this is looking very, very similar. If we just zoom out, let's go to like a 5-minute chart. Even last night, dump, grind back, dump, grind back. Yesterday, oh my gosh, draw it, dump, grind back. Even day before, I think. Yep. Dump, grind back. All right, I am not really interested in trading this part of the leg at the moment. I've made that decision. I made that decision pre-market. It can, honestly, it can just keep pumping. I don't care. I don't care. It's the British accent. Yeah. I don't know what I'm talking about, but it sounds good because I'm English. It's true. It's true. It makes it sound good. Right, this has potential now to be an RBS. All right. So if they hold bids down here, if you get something like this, we can do that. If you fail underneath, then you can get this. All right. So I'm just trying to wait. Hasn't quite closed its gap yet. ES is miles away from closing its gap, folks. Miles away. Have another look at the MAG. You are in strong intraday uptrend though. Tesla 0.35% up. Nvidia now 2% up. So Nvidia is dragging this market up with it. It is seriously doing all the damage here. Amazon just under 1%. Microsoft flat on the day. Google red, but trying to go red to green still. That thing's just flirting backwards and forwards. Meta, the weak one today, 1.5% down. And Apple 0.37% up. I mean, unfortunately, Beetle, I wish that was true, but I know I swear probably far too much on the stream, which is something I need to sort out. Yeah, I second that, Bowden. Bowden's saying, let me scroll up because I've lost the message now. I'll add as well, anyone thinking about it, joining the Discord was great. There's a welcoming and supportive, especially Coop, who answered a lot of questions. I agree. What's up, Bella? Yeah, we're doing a giveaway today, Bella. When we get to 100 likes, if we get to 100 likes, we're doing an Apex giveaway. Bella is the Apex queen. She's the one that makes sure you guys have a chance in getting some free accounts. Yeah, I would say Coop is an absolute godsend. I'm very, very lucky to have Coop as a friend. We've traded together now. Gosh, it's got to be almost 6 years, Coop. It's got to be, right? Coming up 6 years. Crazy. Yeah, thought so. Quite right, Ken. Ken's saying 100 watching, 54 likes. What gives this YouTube trading channel? This is the best YouTube trading channel. Let's show some respect and hit that like button. What have you got to lose? Ken said. Let's go. Yeah, so we're going to draw 2 winners today. So you either get 50% off the course or you win a free Apex account, any size of your choice. Thanks, Bella. All right, still got liquidity on the book. All right, 23,000, 23,015. There was an order up above at 2350. He's thinned himself out a bit. And it looks like he's actually moved up to 23,100. So there is an 88 lot there. He keeps going on and off, on and off. So I can see him on the book up there. So initial balance now set. All right, IB rules apply. So if we get a failed auction, what is it likely to look like? What it's probably like to look like a gap fill of cash followed by a failure and a rotation back down to VWAP. If they do a failed auction, if they sustain the bid here, or if they drift down first and reclaim the bid here, then we go trend day up. But right now, we're in that rebalance of that kill candle that happened last night in Asia. What should we call it? The Canadian kill candle. Let's call it that. The Canadian kill candle, the Canadian tariff candle, the letter to Canada saying, hey, we're not very happy with you. We're going to charge you more in tariffs. This is what we're rebalancing. We're rebalancing this. All right, so we have some supply up here. But we have broken out of that downtrend for the first time in 24 hours. I agree, Miguel. Miguel is awesome. Always providing us with news drops as well. And Miguel crushed his interview this week, got offered the job on the spot. Pretty cool. Bear with me, folks. I can hear my dog rustling around next door. That is one very stoned dog. Yeah, exactly. All right, still basing out here. Initial balance still here. PDC still here. Globex high still up here. VIX looks like it wants to try and trade down to previous day high. I'll be honest, although it doesn't surprise me that we're going backwards and forwards, we're doing exactly what we talked about pre-market. I am kind of surprised that they haven't want to sweep and clear out more levels, but maybe that move at 8 o'clock last night, it did clear out everything until Monday 6 o'clock, so maybe that was enough. Yeah, look at this daily candle, the way it's forming at the moment. Large lower wicks. Buyers are taking control here. Booklet's pretty thin, folks. I'll show you. That's it. And then above, where's the 80s gone? Here he is, 100s. You've got a bidder here. It's not huge size. And you're playing like 12 points range unless they get expansion up into these levels. But it looks pretty thin. Yeah, 50, 7,500, just whole numbers up there. They're just fishing orders. Let's have a look at ES. Yeah, everything's above on ES. Did we get down there this morning and not fill it? Coop, I had a look at the Ninja Trader thing. It's for Bookmap. It's a whole different thing. It's like its own version, I think. I had a look last night. Not necessarily, because on every day, but technically every day it goes from an IB low to an IB high, or an IB high to an IB low. Technically every day we do that because the range is set between these times. So we might do it a bit earlier, but this is fairly typical so far. What's tricky at the moment is there's low hanging fruit up here for expansion, but we're in high time frame levels where we can just fail from. Remember, this is old point of control. Previous day point of control is right here. We've tapped into it. They can easily sell back down at least to this level at this point. It's very messy. Like you're not playing with big ranges right now. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. It looks pretty cool. It does the same thing. There are some indicators you can buy. I guess you probably need the data, which basically they'll print like the bubbles, like big buying pressure bubbles like this. Like, so if there's big market orders, they print the bubbles on your chart, which is kind of the equivalent. The only thing you don't get is they're like SVP here, you know. But you can probably get that anyway. There's probably another indicator for NinjaTrader to show SV good session volume profile. I guess you could do something like this. Will they do this for NinjaTrader? Put a VRPO. Where are you? Yeah. Build out lots of volume up here. You can see it. Something like that would be useful in Ninja, I think. So failing back down into this potential RBS zone. I would say a fairly balanced day still so far. This is where they can find bids. This is just screaming rotation to me. Every time frame chart is saying rotation. We've created volume down at 22,900. We've traded up towards old volume at 23,000. So you've got a 100-point range of trading back up. We've got stuck there. We're pulling back. Do they find bids in the RBS zone, or do they rotate all the way back down to VWAP? Remember, initial balance, common rotation would be an IB fail back down to VWAP. Why don't I like this specific trade at the moment? Because there's low hanging fruit here. I would much rather take this and then look for that fail. But market recently has been in a habit of leaving liquidity. We've talked about it a lot. It keeps leaving liquidity. All right, here's your RBS, deep flow zone pullback, and IB high. And if they don't save this here, then you get the rotation. Again, low hanging fruit has been left. Hate that. I hate that. Tesla trying to go red to green. If Tesla goes red to green, you will have Tesla, Nvidia, Google, Amazon, and Microsoft all green. I'm going to be right back here, folks. All right. If they let go of RBS, then you might get a rotation here. Again, they've left low-hanging fruit above. I really hate that. I hate that they're leaving low-hanging fruit above. They've hit that old point of control. It makes it not A+, because I know they can gap fill. Mind you, cash market did gap fill. QQQ did gap fill. NQ didn't, but QQQ did. ES is never going to do it. It's miles away. You'd have to trend all day to get a gap fill. They're trying to hold this RBS. Remember, this is old resistance from here that we've gone over, so they're trying to create it into support. If we let go of it, there's a deeper rotation. Again, I wouldn't mind the short, but I'd want all of this to be cleared out, or at least some of it. Not convinced. If it's holding RBS and it's holding flow zones and it's got a PDC and Globex above, not convinced, but we'll see. Time will tell. Looks like they're in a hurry to sell it at this point. There's a seller come back in. They've just refilled him at 80s, and are they going to drive down to 70s? It's stacked both sides here. So 990 and 23,000 still on the book. Downside 65, 57 and 55. Bidder just came in at 70s. Who knows? Big levels. If they do a IB rotation to view up after getting that close, it will be a dirty move. Because if we had taken this, if we had done this and then done this, this becomes an A+ trade because it's very tight risk for minimum of this move here and possibly all the way down here. But we would have needed it to fill that gap. But cash market did fill the gap, so you do have slight divergence there. NQ going to do us dirty again and leave liquidity. It's very possible. It looks like he just wants to drift low. This is anchor view up from yesterday, right here, right now. Into RBS zone, finding a bid off that so far. Same on ES, finding a bid off that spike from 9:30 this morning. So basing over that 9:30 high. $30 more likes for these giveaways. Take care, Jack. Yeah, Nvidia's just breaking out new all-time high after new all-time high so far this morning. Can't imagine it stopping here. You would imagine it would stop at a whole number, but we'll see. Tesla back down into VWAP. Meta underneath its VWAP. Google breaking out. Amazon trying to hold VWAP. Microsoft over PDC, trapped between IB high and PDC. Apple doing nothing, just basing around 5-day. me check the cricket. Let's check the cricket. Oh my God. Please tell me Root at least got off his 99. Just 104. Mate, someone's got to have a word with Chris Wokes. Like, he comes in swinging every... That's got to be the third duck in a row. It's just not good enough. I know you're a bowler, but, like, it's not good enough. You're batting 9. You've got to put something on the board, mate. Yeah, 26 more likes is indeed what you need. What are we doing, market? What are we doing? Previous day VWAP again here. What are we doing? Anyone else want to go to sleep? This is a joke, man. This market is so bad. And it's all because of the guy in charge. I don't believe it's because of anything else right now. This market wants to make moves. It just can't with this guy. He's making it impossible. No one's risk on. Coming into the old 30-minute low here. High time frame algos, just a lack of follow through. So we left liquidity, not giving us the A plus trade, and now we're trading back down to the New York VWAP. Just fantastic. All we needed to do is take this. That's all we had to do. Back to your opening range and your VWAP here. Starting to sell aggressively at this point. Probably a pullback on Nvidia, I would guess. So do they dip and rip or do they let go? 5-day moving average, VWAP across the board here, ES at the same point. '50s here. VWAP tag, so the IB to VWAP play has already been and gone. Again, they left that low hanging fruit. They start rejecting this, then there is a possible rotation back down to the next VWAP and all the way down if they really want to let go. But again, market looks pretty strong. It doesn't look weak at the moment unless they're really going to start turning these MAC names. Well, this is fun. How many days of this are we going to do? intraday bear flag here versus the RBS. Do they actually let go of this for a bigger rotation, come and clean these guys out? Or do they just go straight back up, do an inverted head and shoulder and go for new highs of day, which would not surprise me. This is the same move they did yesterday, all right? Chop fest, absolute chop fest. Watching this, if they do break down, shorts will need a big breakdown here, like a slam through the VWAP and like just a big old puke. Yeah, still holding very well. Basing on that opening range now. Question is, do they create a bear flag and really rotate this lower? The one problem is we left PDC and we got so close. Are they going to do it? ES is holding very well. So you've got divergence here. ES is holding well. NQ looks like it wants to move lower. VIX looks like it wants a bear flag as well. I've got a lack of confidence that if we'd taken this, it would have been A+. It's all we had to do was take that first. Okay, 30 points short off the head and shoulder. Nice work. Do I think Kodak Pharmaceuticals is a joke? I actually read up on that the other day. It's not the worst pivot in the world. It wouldn't be the first company to do that pivot. Reason being, if you think about what Kodak do, produce film, which is basically just chemicals. So it's not like the worst pivot in the world. Having said that, Kodak is known as, in terms of companies, as a bit of a squeezer of a company. So it could just be news for that. Anyone who is familiar with Nate from Investors Underground, that is what gave him a giant loss about, it's probably about 10 years ago now. Yeah, that's it. That's what I was talking about. Maybe not 10 years, maybe 5 or 6 years. That's what Nate got trapped in, wasn't it? Didn't he go to like move his motorbike or something? Came back. Something like that. He's openly talked about it. All right, so no letting go of anchor, still holding opening range. I'm just going to remove this because it's not really helping too much at this moment. So this is low-hanging fruit. Why did it keep going on to that? This is low-hanging fruit up here. And this is the danger right now, that this is the trap to do this move up here. If we'd already cleared this out, right, and then came in here, I'd feel really good about the short. Really good about the short, because I'd be like, well, that's got no reason to go higher. And we're also holding that higher time frame trend line. Remember this right here. We're starting to find bids on it. It'd be nice to see this breakdown, it would, but I'm certainly not a confident trader right now, given what it's showing me. Even the liquidity, the main liquidity is still higher as well. this is still higher, right? These guys never got filled. These are the guys playing for the gap fill. They never got filled. Remember, gap fill is up here on my screen. I've got it at 13. So right in here, they're playing for that gap fill. Would have loved them filled first. Oh, they're going to go for it. Such a resilient market of soft buyers. They just keep bidding. Nice, Ken. Good work. This is a new hour here. That last hourly bar doesn't look very nice either. Not the nicest hourly bar. Dip down, push up, close pretty much where we open. It's a bit of indecision. Not really dictating good direction. ES looks a bit closer to building out that sort of inverse head and shoulder for a move up than NQ does. Starting to see some sell pressure here in Nvidia, as in some profit taking. I got a feeling this is going to be a scratch day. Yeah, Nvidia's getting close to an RBS zone where it can find a bid. That's the thing. It really depends what they want to do, if they're exhausted or not. So old wick high coming up here on Nvidia at 66.60s. Shorts will need to take out these lows. Remember, if shorts do not take out these lows, they will get stuck, and that will be your like higher low and a rip back up. And there's a reminder, there is low hanging fruit up above still. If they let this go, you can get a really good rotation, but it's not A plus just because of that low hanging fruit up above. We are really slap bang middle of the death chop range as well. We're literally slap bang middle of it. Is the sweep? Do they stay heavy now? Or do they trap to go back up? Yeah, still holding on. You've got divergence there. Yeah, it's not making lower lows. Mag still green other than Tesla, Meta, and Apple. Apple now gone red. Nvidia right at that RBS zone, folks. So if it finds a bid here, it might drag the market up with it. So just be careful if you've been playing this short. If they let go of this, then they probably trade VWAP on Nvidia. Why is it important? Because it's the strongest one today. It's the one doing the legwork, basically, in the market, so to speak. If you get a big flush here, it'd be amazing. You see what I mean? So soft. There's no big kill candle. Like every little drip down, there's some absorption and absorption, absorption, absorption. And we've seen that all week, or probably longer than a week now. Like sellers are not taking control of this market. They've had plenty of opportunities. Even this morning at those lows, they had opportunities to take control of the market. Nice, Ken. One of these. There's Nvidia. So it's trying to bid wick to wick. If you look on like a 5-minute chart, you'll see what I mean. It's trying to bid off wick to wick. Man, still 12 more likes to do the giveaways. Free Apex account, any size. And 50% off the Flow Zone course. So we'll draw 2 winners. We'll do 2. We'll give you 2 chances. So you go Nvidia trying to bid off that level we just talked about. protecting those 50s. This VWAP's key here. You can see it. ES still not breaking down, by the way. ES not making a lower low the way NQ is. Big level NVIDIA. They let go of this, they go VWAP NVIDIA. They hold it, they squeeze back up, and they're trying to hold it. And it's got a long way to go up NVIDIA in terms of rebalancing before it can come back down again. There you go. ES will not break down. NVIDIA will not break down. Be very careful if you're in this short. I think a few of you are. Just be very careful. They set a squeeze. Again, as a reminder, there's low hanging fruits left near high of day. It's not ideal. VIX looks like it wants to bear flag as well. They're just making it very, very tricky for any continuation for you guys who are short versus IB, or maybe you're short versus Yorb, I don't know. I'd love this to break down for you all. Be nice if one of you made money today, big. You need to see that flush now. It's still absorbing this these same lower wicks here. Still absorbing. You just want to see it just run the lows aggressively. It's trying. Still absorbing. It's trying. Once they let go, it will really snap. Come on, sellers. In you come. Come on, sellers. In you come. There we go. Can I flatten this? Please. Please, can you flatten it? Can you flatten it? There you go. Thank you. Jesus Christ. The one time I definitely don't want the copier to just give me a load of errors. Didn't want that to come back and take me out. All right, so I just took a scalp there, tiny size. I'm treating this like a flip day for me. That's all I want to do. Like I said, not my strength here. If we start getting heavy under VWAPs now, this can really rotate. But again, the one chart I'm looking at here that I'm just being cautious of. Why wasn't this A+? Because we didn't take this level. All we had to do is pop and take this, and I would have been in this with size from the highs. And the one chart I'm just slightly cautious of here is this. Right, because we're into a zone where we found bids. Now, if they start to aggressively let go of this and you get... oh, my God, there it goes. While I'm teaching. Oh, gosh. You are a pain right now. All right, New York Open. Congrats. Like I said, if you got this, absolute beauty. I really wanted this to work for you, and it has. So New York Open here, make sure you're taking some partials into this move, please. NVIDIA to VWAP here, folks. Like I said, if NVIDIA failed that RBS, it would go VWAP. It's just gone VWAP. Woof. Remember, we bid off here this morning. I'll zoom this out a little bit. This is where we found bids this morning, folks. Just be smart. You've just repriced your whole 30-minute bar and your hourly bar. All right, you've priced this whole hourly bars, come back into fill. Remember, with squeezer, extension, pullback, this can hold here. Just be careful. Make sure you are locking in. Nice, Ken. Lovely work. Yeah, hit New York Open. There's the squeeze up off New York Open. There's NVIDIA finding a bid on its VWAP. So the chop continues. This is just washing back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. Look at your daily bars. It'd be amazing if you got a continuation trade lower. I can't see it right now, given what the market's doing. Nvidia green, Google green, Amazon green, Microsoft green. But wouldn't it be nice if you went red on the session? As in underneath that New York Open. Calypso, nice, man. Yeah, I locked in just over 1,000 there. Not a lot, but it will do. So into VWAP. Yep. So sorry. Into VWAP here and VWAP above. If you get a rejection up here, maybe you get continuation. If they start reclaiming, you get squeezed back up. I'm watching to see if they sell 166.60 on Nvidia. That's what I'm watching to see. If they sell that, you might get a really nice move lower. Have I got... This is crashing. Don't crash on me. Trying to get some orders in here. Don't crash on me. You're going to crash on me, aren't you? Got to cancel. What is going on? I'm going to do a reset here. Second day in a row I've had these. Well, it's not in a row, actually. Yesterday looked okay. Let's just close an inch trader down here. Go again. Trying to get orders. Can't even get a limit order in at the moment. It's giving me error messages. Let's clear the data. Cache cleaner. I might have to do what you did, Coop, and do a new install. There we go. Let's open this up. Okay. Can I put an order in now? Yes. Okay, that's a good start. Can I cancel that order? No. Okay, there's a problem here. Let's try this again. Getting a too many order message, which I had about a month ago, and I had it earlier this week. Let's close that. Try this again. Don't know why it shoots that. It's always a trade copier issue, I think. So I'm trying to just put limit orders above, and it's telling me there's too many orders. So it's got to be a trade copier issue. Where's that assistance just gone? There you are. Sometimes I wonder if it's like trading multiple prop firms. Right, let me just do this at high of day, see if I can then cancel it. There we go, that's a good start. me do it with an apex thing on. Do it all the way up here so it won't reach me. Can't do the order. That is weird. Might be an ATM issue. Man, this is the bug I had like... It didn't seem like that long ago. A couple months ago when I did that full reinstall with you, Coop. I'm just starting to get the same bug again. Oh, well, whatever. Yeah, weird, eh? All right. If they reclaim here, the problem is there is unfinished business. All right, so you've just done initial balance to VWAP, held the New York Open. If they reclaim here, there is unfinished business. This is the only reason it wasn't an A+ trade for me, is because there is unfinished business above. So just be aware of that. All right, if they really want to scoop this and make a higher low on the day, right, if you think about this, this can still be a higher low on the day and go for a higher high up here. Just be aware of that. And be forcing your way in. You're just in range rotation. Remember, we're not outside initial balance. We're inside initial balance. You're just in range rotation. To show you in video why I was watching it on a side monitor on that move. All right, we were looking to see if it would hold RBS. It failed, right, RBS, and traded into VWAP and found a bid. Now, it might want to come and back test up here and drag the market up with it. If it fails in front of that or anywhere up here and retest this, the market might offer a new short if it follows. And if it dumps under that, definitely offers continuation. So it's the only reason I'm sort of watching it on a side monitor, just because it's the strongest one today. It's the one breaking out of all-time highs. It's the one sort of dictating what the market's trying to do at the moment. Take care, Calypso. Nice work. Nice work. Have we got there yet? Man, you guys are not going to get any of the free stuff today. Back down to VWAP. Did a bid off here and try and do that inverted right shoulder, or do we fail this old level which we peaked through? If you look at the H1 and M30, we've rebalanced this now. So the only thing to search lower for is if it really wants a true fail. Otherwise, this can still be one of these. So I'd say the easy trade would have been if we took the liquidity first and then did that. That would have been lovely. But like I talked about at the time, NQ or recently has had a nasty habit of leaving low-hanging fruits like that up there, making it harder for me to really size in. So here goes VWAP again. Back to where we just found buyers. Liquidity below now, 229.07. Remember, you're just dancing around VWAPs right now in lower time frame algos. Inside initial balance, you're also inside the opening range. So no expansion here. I know Apex accounts through TraderBait gives you a lot of limit orders, place in a certain time frame. If you are copying with micros, you can quickly reach it. Oh, maybe that's what it is. So how do I get rid of that, EL? Is there a way of doing that? Maybe that's exactly what it is. Then what happens is I try and move my stop or my profits, and I try and move my stop and profits, and it just throws me error messages. So then I end up just closing the trade out. ES back to view up again. ES looks weaker here now. Does it want to run lows? Mate, I'm so sorry to hear that, Coop. I actually had that on some TPT accounts the other week. I think I told you was it TPT or one of the other ones? There were phantom orders, and I came back to the screen, and by absolute luck, it had gone in my way overnight. I don't know how it had happened. Yeah, copy. You can copy brackets. They work for me, Ken. Lots of people have moved to, is it TraderSync or something, which is like an online copier. Apparently, they're going to get Project X linked up, which will be interesting. I'm interested to see how bad the slippage is at that point. If you're trading Tradeovate and Project X going through an online syncer, I bet you the Project X slippage is nothing. I don't know if anyone's seen all that beef the last few days online. I mean, I've made my feelings clear on Project X for a long time. There's a reason I don't trade it, but you know, I understand if you like it, or if you're trading on Mac and stuff, it's really, really good. It means you don't have to worry about logging in. But then I would say just trade on Tradeovate. Coop, I'm really devastated to hear that, mate. That's it's such bullshit when that happens. It is nonsense. I've had it before. I've had it before where I've been locked out. I remember back in the day not being able to close trades live. We haven't had any of those issues for a while now, though, like with global outages and stuff. But yeah, I definitely know what you're talking about. I had one the other week. $30 until lunch, and like DK just said, Euro close coming. Yeah, Mo, like you've got to prove it, right? So you've got to hope that you've got a screen recorder on. Not always easy to do that. But it's easier when there's a global outage. When they get like when these firms have lots of people having the same issue, it's easier than when you just have like a tech issue on your own computer. As a general rule, just so you know. We haven't had global issues in a long time. Most of these big prop firms got their own servers now. Golden pocket up here. I'd say if they reclaim this, they go for new highs. Was there? Maybe when I was away. Might have been when I was away. Probably was when I was away because I don't remember it. Maybe when I was on holiday. Nice, Tim. Yeah, go for it, Coop. Do it. 100% do it. Make it Coop's Corner or something. All right, lower time frame, higher lows here. 5 minute hasn't pivoted. We're not over sort of your supply zone in and around sort of 69, 70s, might as well just call it. Hourly looks like it wants to move up. So you just got no alignment here. Why is there no alignment? Because we're in chop. We're just in a rotational market. That sucks, Ken. Sorry to hear that. I used to have Spectrum where I am. We're forced now to have... I can't even think what it's called. Maybe say there. Fission. The whole area where I live in LA, they got the monopoly. They got the contract. It's more expensive and it's shite. You got to love it when they do that, right? It's more expensive and it's not great. The internet's good. I would say the internet's good. The TV's stuff's terrible. I don't really watch TV anymore. I just stream. Man, 17 of you. The stream's going smaller and smaller. 17 of you to get the... Get the free Apex accounts. All you need. 17 more likes. Let's have a look. Where are we at? Man, I think India are going to put on a monster score. Like I said, if it reclaims, it can start squeezing. It's what it's now trying to redo. You still don't have alignment, but this basically feels like, before I left you on stream yesterday, where was stream yesterday? Thursday, what time is it? This one here. Remember this grind up? And we get a rotation, and then they catch it, and then they just do this. Starting to feel like it has the potential to do that kind of move. Right, so where do shorts get stuck? Shorts attack this. They try and get the rotation. Remember, they need a breakdown of there. They don't get it. They cover. This is their squeeze trigger point into here now. So if bulls start taking control, they can run up for higher day. Remember, they've got unfinished business here, which is why it wasn't an A plus short for me. And I'd say basically, if you're looking at a 5 minute, effectively this level here is pretty key. Make it easier yourself. Go for it. Is that 5 minute? Did I just do the right one? Yeah, right here. Yeah, well, exactly. No word from the Donald on Europe. I think it was supposed to be Europe, wasn't it? I mean, headline risk. Brazil warns the US tariffs will be replied to if implemented. I will fight for US tariffs on Brazil not to take effect, but if US tariffs take effect, we will reciprocate. Let me see what that would affect. Just want to see what they export. Brazil's main exports include mineral fuels like crude petroleum, iron, steel, machinery, and aircraft, agriculture, coffee, sugar, beef. Orange juice, largest producer of orange juice. Well, get ready for your prices to go up, folks. That's all I can say. Unless you can find a good USA made coffee. We make the best coffee. The best coffee. USA coffee. I imagine Florida makes orange juice, does it? Surely Florida has orange juice from Florida, other than Sunny D, which is awful. Our coffee's sweeter than everyone else's. What would they call the coffee? Confederal coffee by Trump. Imagine it now. Confederal coffee. The best coffee. I spoke to a coffee connoisseur, and he told me Confederal coffee is the best coffee. Man, Adam Ray and needs to come and do Biden again, and they need to get Gillis back on to kill Tony and do another one of those, just a special. Truth Social's Confederate lineup of goods. Yeah. All right, here goes the yes to initial balance high. Oh, you gotta laugh. You gotta laugh. It's so good. It's so good. He's entertaining. If nothing else, he's entertaining. I don't disagree with a lot. I'll be honest. I don't disagree with a lot of stuff he does say. Often it's the way he goes about stuff. Some stuff makes no sense though. Like when he complains about, I don't know, France doesn't import our wines. We import their wines. They don't import our wines. That's it. No more champagne. All right, then no more champagne because champagne's literally a region. You can only have it from France. When he complains about Germany not taking American cars, like, have you been to the roads in Europe? They're so small and narrow. I cannot imagine driving like a GMC or a Hummer or like a Raptor. You'll take up both lanes. It's impossible. You want to like sell cars to Europe? Start making tiny little cars. Start making what is it, like Fiat 500s and stuff like that. Oh, I've not seen that yet, Bowden. Which one was that on? Okay, so here you go. Like I said, low hanging fruit above, and it's starting to get going now. So here's where the shorts got trapped. We talk about it. If shorts fail to make a new low here, remember, people get stuck when they fail to get breakdowns. So this here, new low, new low, new low, new low, failure to make a new low. Held VWAP, inverse head and shoulder, reclaim supply. And you notice from this point here, what did I say the squeeze trigger will be? This point here. Why? Because this is stops out. This is short stop out. So we get that, boom, straight up. Where does it want to go? PDC, Globex. Why was this not an A plus trade for me? Because we hadn't taken this. At least this first, maybe this first. Then, if we get a rotation after taking it, then it's an A plus trade. Now, it will never be an A plus trade for me because we're too late in the day. We're coming up to lunch. But hopefully that long, all you got to do really is follow the signals, right? Short signal, there's your target. Buy signal, there's your target. Target 1, target 2, target 3. ERF caught the long. Nice. Yeah, very nice. It made sense, didn't it? There's a reason the short was a bit more tricky. That's why. It's the reason we're going back up, because we left low-hanging fruit. Look at the VIX. You want a bit of confluence on the trade. Look at the VIX. All right, breaking down underneath lows. All right. Breaking down. And it's coming for this low-hanging fruit, which is previous day high. That's what VIX is coming for. So we lacked confidence to go lower. You'll see why this was nothing more than a scalp for me. That's exactly why. Also, if you just zoom out, where did we find buyers? What have we done here? We talked about it earlier. This was your breakout point this morning. All right, pullback, held, breakout. Where have we come back to? RBS zone, held, back into here. I literally drew this out maybe 20, 30 minutes ago, saying it's got every chance of doing this move here now. Does it do it today? I have no idea if it wants to continue today, because we've rebalanced. Like we talked about here on the hourly 30-minute. Here's your hourly rebalance. Holds value area low, finds bids off here. Now is looking for expansion. Where's supply? Up into here. So if it wants to fill this whole move, 23.29, and we can go above and go for the close. And if it starts breaking out of that, well, you have probably a ton of swing stops up here at this point. I would imagine the next revisit in this area here is a rocket, because we've been it once, twice, 3, 4 times if you consider this supply. And as you would have heard me talk about the beginning of the day, when we're thinking about Malaysian SNR, what tests are the best? First test, fade. First true test, fade. Now, no. Now when we get up here, likely to see rocket ship higher, even if it's short-lived, to take everyone out. Because we've already chomped through. Think about, these guys were trapped on Thursday. These buyers were trapped. They were let out on Wednesday, break even. That's why we sell back down. We come back in. Anyone who didn't get out can now get out. Shorts come back in. So you got shorts, trap buyers, Same kind of thing. Now when we get out, well, there's probably no supply left here because we've been here many, many times. So it would just be the last few stops at the highs, and that is possible. You're done for the day, closing the charts now. Have a good weekend. Lovely work, mate. 13 likes left. I will sit here with you in a little bit of lunch in case we get there. Frisker with the W. Yeah, lots of you took that long. Nice. Very nice. I was too busy talking about Confederate coffee. Why am I getting gaps in the chart? Is anyone else having this today on TradingView? What is going on here? We have a data issue here. That's the second gap. All right. I've got a data issue here and a data issue here. This is not good. Anyone else having that on TradingView? No gaps. That's so bizarre, man. It's only on the 1 minute. When I move to a 2 minute, look, nothing. A 1 minute leaving me gaps. That doesn't exist on any other chart I'm looking at. It's certainly not on my NinjaTrader. No, that's weird, isn't it? And are you using paid data coop from TradingView, like direct paid data from them, or are you logged on TradeAvate into TradingView? Direct data, yeah, same as me. That's weird then. Maybe. Hang on, let me just save this before I do what I'm about to do. Reload tab. Still there. Very odd. Very odd. All right, it's trying to flag to go higher here. It's trying to flag to go higher. It did sweep high of day. It's still not filled all the gaps above, I would imagine. That is weird. Okay, great. Well, Alex is back into tech issues again, clearly. I don't understand that because this is web-based. I know I've downloaded the app, but this is web-based. In fact, this will be interesting. Let me open it up on my phone and see if it's on there. Look at that. I got the same issue on my phone. Same gap. So something to do with my account. Mental. Logged in, I pay for data. It's not like it's pulling it from someone else. Direct data. Mental. Absolutely mental, mate. All right, what we're going to do here is we'll be here a little bit longer. And then I'm going to get off. I'm going to get myself a coffee and a bit of food. And then Discord peeps, we will do that lesson. We'll do that private lesson. Okay, so ES took out high of day. NQ also took out high of day. Still did not. It chose not to fill PDC or Globex. So still we remain in rotation. Alex, on trade day, is any way in case I need to close a trade and NinjaTrader freeze or anything, how do I do it? Because of the dashboard, you can't do anything. Oh, that's a good question. I don't know if there is a way. Let me log in. There might not be a way. Yeah, you could definitely do it on TradeAvate. I don't think there's a... I'm just checking in case I've missed it. Dashboard. Yeah, I can't see a way to do it. All right, holding. See how this was the trigger point for shorts to get squeezed out? We talked about this, and now we've come back to test it. All right, so this was support. It became resistance. It became resistance. We broke through it. It now becomes support again. Very basic S&R. All the time they hold this, they have the ability to rotate towards high of day. If they don't hold it, and I'll draw it out again. If they don't hold it, then we can rotate lower again. Again, if you're struggling to draw these, you could probably just go to a 5-minute chart. This is pretty much the same level all day. 3-minute. Yeah. So same as this, but refined. I would refine it in this little stop start. And notice you won't get the wicks on here. This is what we talked about. So it's basically bouncing off this zone here. Rejection, rejection, breakthrough, finding bids. Another rotation day. All right, so you can see they're trying to build. They're going to try and build a right shoulder here, folks. So a bigger one of these. They're going to try and build this to go up. If they fail this level, then you rotate back down into these prints here again. It's just choppy. If we look left, the last few sessions, where have been the chop zones? Chop zones, chop zones, chop zones, chop zones. All right. It's not ideal. Not ideal trading conditions, at least for how I like to trade. I don't know, Miguel. Let's discuss it. It really depends when we can do this giveaway. The sooner we do the giveaway, the sooner I can get off stream. And the sooner I can then eat some food, get a drink, and then teach you guys. I'd like to do it in 30 minutes, the private lesson, but if not, maybe we do it in like an hour. I'll record it for everyone in Discord anyway. And I wondered why that light was so dark. Pointing the wrong way. There we go. Yeah, Discord's private for course members, Israel. I don't do a public open Discord because I think you get too much misinformation and bots and stuff like that. I like to keep it nice and concise so that everyone's trading the same way, the same plan with the same understanding, and they can support and help each other. It is free once you do the course. It's not like on a subscription or anything. Lee Kim. It hasn't been A plus for me today personally. Lots of guys in the stream make good money. They took this short. This breakdown here. So you had this, and they took this short. I wanted to see this and then the short for me to have like full confidence in it. So once we got down here, we held New York open. We've then bid back up. The low hanging fruit is here and here, but so far it's been unable to go and take it. So it's just been basically a quick scalp day for me. But lots in here made some super good money. Best course, best Discord channel I've ever been in. Oh, thanks, Ken. Yeah, the good news is a very supportive crowd, all trade the same way. So it means when I'm away or have difficulties, the last few weeks have been very stop-start for me, as you all know. Went on vacation, went to the wedding, caught COVID, came back. Now my dog's had surgery. Unfortunately, life is getting in the way. The only blessing right now is that the market's not doing a lot. So life's getting in the way while we're really just trading back and forth in the range. I would be fuming if we were breaking out thousands of points or failing and dropping down thousands of points. That would be hard for me to deal with, being away or buried in other stuff. And like I mentioned yesterday, I'm trying to build other parts of the business at the moment. So a free futures basics trading course. I'm doing a very small, short course for people who've never traded or invested before, just to teach them absolute basics as well. And also launching a new website to go along with Flow Zone Trader to support it for prop firms. So I'm just slammed with work. It doesn't stop at the moment. And all that stuff's been in the work for months and months and months. Maybe I'll put a tweet out. Maybe that will help. Let's see if we get anyone in here. Will come with confidence, Bowden. It will just come with confidence. All right, so still holding this. You can see reaction off that now, starting to curl. Like I said, they will try and flag and go. They will try and flag and go on it. It's everything we've talked about. New Audi bar here as well, folks. $12 more likes or I'm out of here. We're going to give it 10 minutes. And then that gives me 20 minutes to prepare for this private lesson as well. Trade the chart, not the fear. Yeah, that's it. You got to trade what's in front of you. Always. Not the fear, not the greed, just trade the chart. Rotation, 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 rotation. So far, it can't get through the old POC up at 23,000, and it's now starting to base at 957, which is current POC, including overnight. Yeah, exactly, Richard. I'll send a link in there and I'll record it so that anyone who misses it will be able to see it. Nvidia back to view up here, folks. If Nvidia starts selling and ES starts selling, I don't know. Do they let it go? Ten more likes in 6 more minutes, or we're out of here. Sorry, team. It's just how it goes. A 5 minute wants to move up. The rest of it looks a bit iffy. It's 5 minutes trying to base on here for this move up. But we did sweep. This did make a new high. It still did not close the gap. For me, there is still unfinished business up here right now. If they've got exhaustion, who knows? But it feels to me like they want to go higher. Now, overall, I'd much rather this market goes lower, but it's got the ability to come and take out or at least tap into these levels. But at the moment, it's just struggling to get moving. And we'll see where we are come Monday. No doubt there'll be a lot of talk overnight and over the weekend. Four minutes left. Anyone watching Tour de France? You can see how much I love sport. What has happened to Jonas? So far off the pace this year. I know he was injured, but that time trial absolutely blew him away. Been in trouble since that. It's tough to see. Is Lance in it? He is commentating on it. He has a podcast with Wiggy. And I can't listen to him. Got no time for him. Yeah, exactly. Over 1 minute back. Yeah, it was all from that time. I haven't watched today. That time trial, like, just did so much damage, man. Like, yeah, he is. He is. And he's winning like all the small sprints and he's there or thereabouts. And even yesterday when they tried to like really mess with him with all those charges, he's just so consistent, man. He's gonna need to have like a really, really bad day to lose this tour, I think. He looks worlds above everyone else at the moment, in my opinion. worlds above. Pagacha. Tade Pagacha. All right, back to the orb, back to the New York VWAP. Nvidia's still stuck sideways, and you have 2 minutes and 10 seconds to get 9 likes to get 50% off the Flow Zone course for one of you and a free Apex account. If not, we will roll it over to next week. Just keep looking at this, being like, we're literally trading inside of this in Globex. Love that trade. Or that. But maybe Monday. I'm not going to be here for it today. Eight more likes, 45 seconds. It's not going to happen. I'm sorry, folks. Yeah, so no difference. It's still 1 minute difference then, or over 1 minute difference. DK, thank you so much. You're very sweet. Appreciate it. Very kind. I can tell you're a very, very good person. I'll tell you what, team. You haven't done it. I'm feeling generous. We'll do an Apex giveaway, and we'd save the Flow Zone one for next week when we have 100. All right, so we're doing Apex giveaway because you guys show up every day. So let's make sure you get something. Let's find out here. Why can't my brain work? What's it called? Nightbot. Nightbot. All right, if you're a regular viewer or subscriber, you will get more chance of winning. All right, if you're a regular viewer or subscriber, you're going to get more chance of winning. Let's think of a fun word. No, that's too long. It's exactly what I was going to go for. The word is coffee. All right. So the word is coffee. C-O-F-E-E. You need to type that in. You might have to do it. No caps, people. Try and do it small cap because it might kick you out. Just a heads up. Because I don't want you to type it in and then Mr. Nightbot ban you for doing it in capitals. So I'll give you guys a couple minutes to do this. Nvidia stuck right at its VWAP. If they start to sell this, I mean, it's just, there's no alignment. Nvidia set VWAP. Maybe VIX can get going upside over 1650. If it can build out that inverted head and shoulder. So those just joining, the word is coffee, lowercase, and with your chance to win. Make sure you do it lowercase. Give you one more minute. All right, let's go. Let's pick a winner. Man, he's going to be a very happy guy. There you go. Winner is Bowden. He's going to be delighted. There you go, mate. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. All right, when I get off stream, I'll if you can just shoot me a Discord message, because I've got so many messages there. Just shoot me a Discord message. Just say what's the code, just so I remember, and I'll ping that over to you. All right, team. I'm going to call it a day here. Market's just chopping around. I still feel like there's low-hanging fruit higher, but if they go into a sell pattern, it's just 50-50. So those of you who are going to hang around, I just want to make this clear. Your initial balance low is down here. Your Globex low is here. If you zoom out, 5 minutes or something, you can see we've cleared out everything other than these guys here from Monday. So weekly lows are still there, and then we get into high time demand much, much lower. Low-hanging fruit remains. This gap has not been filled on the futures. On the QQQ, on the cash, it's been filled, all right? Just know there's divergence here. Through that, you've got Globex. I would imagine if you squeeze Globex, you're going to squeeze PDH, right? If you get through Globex, you're going to get through PDH. If you get through PDH, this thing's going. It's going because we cannot keep revisiting these same areas and failing at some point. All right, so I would imagine your trades are either this with a failed auction back inside or this, and at this point, it's probably likely to keep going. All right, if they go risk on over the weekend, if you have any good news at all. What will change that? I don't know, something like saying, hey, we're going to tariff Europe 50%. Bye-bye. All right, that's your headline risk. Otherwise, like we've talked about this morning, higher lows, potential higher lows, breaking this. It's got this rotation possible, but it's not easy because looking left, look how we've acted in this area. All right, this is over a week now. 1 week, 1 day, boxed in. All right, boxed in a tight range. But for me, upside is the one that's calling at the moment. There you go. It's starting to try and go. So just be cautious if you're going to trade this the rest of the day. Let's say some goodbyes here. Have a great weekend, everyone. Wish you all a fantastic weekend. Take care, Trentry. Yeah, take care, everyone. I'll shoot everyone in Discord a message, and we'll get up and running in like 13 minutes or so. Just let me go and grab a coffee and stuff, and then we'll get up and running. All right, everyone. Peace and love. Have a great weekend. Be kind to each other. Be smart. Speak soon.